So then, well, let's hear from an alternative view on this. Republican Congressman from Texas, Blake Farenthold, says, why are we excusing the actions of these kids? Young immigrants had a say in crossing the border when their parents brought them across. Huh? What? What's he talking about? Here's what he had to say.
People that came over at 16 years of age. I mean, at that point, you had a say in it, and that looks kind of more like amnesty. But you're looking at, 12 and under people. It certainly looks. I can understand that. We do a lot of casework out of my Brownsville, Texas office for folks with exactly this problem, and it is an issue that needs to be dealt with.
Do you think a 16-year-old whose parents are coming across the border has a say in whether or not they're just going to stay behind in their country and let their parents?
Well, they're certainly in a position to have a conversation with their parents about it.
A 16-year-old is in a position to have a conversation with their parents about coming across the border?
Believe me, my 16-year-old daughter has given me some input on everything that, pretty much everything the family wants to do.
Right. Okay. So, what's your reaction to this, Natan? You seem to be reacting more strongly to this than Louis.
I mean, you can't even respond to this. This is like responding to someone who says 2 + 2 is 5. There's nothing to say.
Yeah. I mean the daughter.
Wait, hold on. Legally. And in any practical sense, yeah, you can have a kid who nags on you. I don't think it's really a question of nagging or telling you what they think. You have the power to go across the border. Usually when people come across the border, they're coming out of necessity for the most part. So I don't think that this makes any sense.
Yeah, I mean, the daughter of the 39th richest man in Congress, worth almost $9 million, is just like the children of impoverished immigrants who decide to cross the border illegally. So when she gives him opinions about she wants the BMW instead of the Lexus, listen, he doesn't have to get her the BMW or the Lexus. She decides. She decides because she is 16 years old. Therefore, deport all those children that came over. Also, interesting, he's making the distinction. He's playing a really semantic game here where he says, well, 16 and 15 and 14 and 13, you have a say. 12 and under, okay, that's a little bit different.
Yeah, something tells me that if the law had been 12 or under,
he would be saying 12, 11, and 10, you have a say, but
right.
9 and under, you don't. Yeah, and you know what? I mean, from personal experience, I was 5 when my family came to the U.S. from Argentina legally. And if we were coming illegally, I wasn't going to have any more or less of a say. I remember the conversation, we might move to the U.S. What do you think about it? I remember being in the kitchen, and I remember at the time I was learning recorder in school, and my answer was, it sounds okay, but would I be able to bring my recorder? Okay, that was what I said. And so
I hated those recorders.
Yeah, I mean, I never learned to play it. Maybe because I moved to the U.S. and I wasn't able. They actually said, no, you can't take the recorder. But come on, ladies and gentlemen, these kids have absolutely no say. And what's this guy's name? Blake Farenthold and his daughter bugging him is certainly not an apt comparison. Let's take a break. Facebook.com/David Pakman Show. We'll be back after this. We'll talk to Zed Jelani. You won't believe what's going on with Walmart's lobbyist at this point. We'll talk to you about that just after the break.
The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.